Project A119, which was officially titled A Study of Lunar Research Flights, was a top-secret project devised by the United States Air Force in 1958. The plan was to detonate a nuclear device on the surface of the moon, not for scientific exploration, but as a psychological weapon against our then rivals, the Soviet Union. I'm Ben.
I'm Logan.
And welcome back to our second installation of Small Talk.
Small talk.
Tinfoil talk, small talk, it's all, we're just talking.
I think you're going to be really laid back. Probably not going to be a lot of editing. We're just going to talk about some cool shit.
No, I mean, there may be no editing at all.
No.
Whatever happens, happens. We'll just leave in.
Let's
It's just
get
going to be
into
us
it,
chatting.
baby.
It's going to be us chatting about something just real silly that our government did about 70 years ago.
Okay. Before we get started,
Yep.
I'm going to, again, touch on the T-shirts. Ben and I are getting T-shirts. We are not going to have T-shirts available yet.
Not
There's
yet.
just not enough of you, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
That being said, if you want one,
Let us know.
let us know.
We can get you one. Get them before they're
Yeah.
hot.
Absolutely. These are going to be coming from Arise Fight Club. Good friend of the show, Peyton.
Yep.
He runs that website. He has another one called the Dog Mentality, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's your kind of thing. Hop in there. Check out his wares. Buy some stuff from him.
Yeah.
Tell him we sent you.
Check out his apparel. Cool dude.
Yeah.
Just a quick little plug for him because we
For sure.
appreciate his friendship.
Shout out Peyton.
Yeah. So what'd you make of my intro there? Are you familiar at all with the U.S.'s plan to blow up a bomb on the moon?
So I've heard that there was a plan, or at least an experiment to, I guess, set off a nuke on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was this big. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know they actually got this much into it.
Yeah, so it didn't happen, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it would be a lot bigger had it happened. But, yeah, this was a whole plan, multiple people involved. So I'm going to tell you about it.
Let's do it.
In October of 1957, the USSR, the United Soviet States of Russia, for those of you that are not familiar.
You know there's people out there that don't know what the USSR is.
And that's why I said it.
Yeah.
From now on, it's just going to be the USSR, but I wanted to make
You
sure
could
I
say
clarified.
Russia. I mean, people know it.
But back then, it was the USSR.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Just
right.
being, you know.
But I feel like saying Russia is easier than saying the USSR.
That's true. I'm just going to say Russia.
There you go.
I'm actually not sure if I even say it, like if I mention them
Okay.
again by name.
Okay.
Anyway, October 1957, Russia launched Sputnik, which was the first ever artificial satellite launched from Earth, which sparked fear into American officials as they began to believe Russia was taking the lead in the space race. This became known as the, quote, Sputnik crisis, and it yielded radical responses from both people employed by this moon explosion venture, as well as the public opinion. The project was headed up by physicist Leonard Rifle, who was a pretty notorious figure at the time. He did work with Enrico Fermi, who you may know as the creator of the Fermi paradox.
Yeah, for sure.
He invented the telestrator, which was, you know, when you're watching the weather reports and you see, you see him like touch the screen, the little bubble pops up, or whatever. He invented that.
This guy just does everything, I guess.
He just does whatever the hell he feels like doing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he eventually became the deputy director of NASA's Apollo program from 65 to 69.
Damn, so he got
He's
us
legit.
to the moon.
He's legit, yeah.
Yeah.
He is a for real astrophysicist.
Dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you put somebody like that in charge of, and I'm going to say a few more names here in a minute, and I know for a fact you're going to know who they are.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. He also won many awards for research and development and has over 50 patents to his name. Again, this dude is legit. He led a 10-person team, which included people like Gerard Kuiper and Carl Sagan, also two very well-known physicists for their time, who were tasked with modeling how a lunar nuclear explosion would look and whether it offered any scientific data that could be beneficial for later use.
That is such an American thing.
It is.
Hey, what if we set a nuke off on the moon?
It's like, hey, what if we just, because their plan was like, oh, maybe we can see it from Earth.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
I'm imagining like they're saying this at a UN meeting. hey guys, we're really considering.
No, this was top secret.
Oh,
This was
okay.
not. Yeah,
No,
no, this was not.
That makes sense.
This was something the U.S. was going to just do.
But in my mind, how funny would that be? You're at a UN meeting. The Americans are like, we're gonna set a nuke off on the moon.
We're gonna blow up the moon.
The rest of the fucking world's like, just freaking out.
Yeah, the rest of the world's like, you're gonna do what? See, nowadays it probably wouldn't be that shocking.
No, not at all.
Like today's political climate, if you heard that, even any country for that matter, like France comes over and they're like, hey, we're gonna blow up the moon. I'd be like, yeah, that's on
Okay.
par with what's currently.
That's about where we are, I guess.
That's where we are in life. Yeah. Anywho, so Rifle and his team began working on how to pull this type of thing off, and soon landed on a theory that a W-25 type ICBM warhead with a 1.7 kiloton yield would be chosen due to its lightweight. It only weighed about 218 pounds. Its reliability and its aerodynamics. They also wanted to ensure that there was no risk of nuclear fallout in the event of a launch failure. This specific bomb yielded the lowest risk for global contamination in the event of a launch pad disaster or flight failure, and if the bomb fell back to Earth.
That is ridiculous.
It's just, when I was typing this up, this almost felt like I'm typing a fake story. Like, what's the you remember the movie Don't Look Up?
Yeah.
With like Leo DiCaprio. There was tons
Yeah.
of huge actors and
That
actresses.
was a good one. I like that.
It's where people in charge are just actively just idiots.
Yeah.
That's how this made me feel.
This is like, okay, you know, we're going to launch this nuke. Just in case it doesn't go so well, let's do something that's not going to completely fuck us up.
Yeah, it's like, we're going to do this, but let's pick a, small bomb.
Instead of just choosing not to even attempt this.
Mm-hmm. See, at this point, you would think that these, dude, you're talking about Carl Sagan. I'm not sure if you're familiar who that is.
Yeah.
Extremely famous physicist.
For sure.
Genius of his time.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
fuck it.
gung ho.
Let's see what happens.
I'm getting a paycheck. Like, whatever.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
It is. And it gets crazier. They went seriously into detail. Anywho. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, they didn't want to fall back to Earth and have global fallout all over.
Yeah.
They also took into consideration the size of the explosion. Rifle, who's the head of this project, said, quote, "We didn't want to blow the moon up. We just wanted a good visible flash. Something that says, we're here and we're not to be messed with," end quote. So this is why.
Oh my god.
This is why the smaller 1.7 kiloton bomb was selected for this mission. For reference, the bomb dropped on Hiroshima was roughly 15 kilotons and it weighed over 10,000 pounds. And it was a hydrogen bomb, so there was no nuclear aftermath. While the W-25 is obviously a nuclear warhead.
I'm holding back tears over here, man.
This is really embarrassing, if I'm being honest.
This might be the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
This really happened. Wait till I get into the cost breakdown. This costed real American tax dollars. Okay. As for where the detonation would take place, they settled on what is called the Terminator Line, or the Twilight Zone, which is the boundary of the light and dark side of the moon. That way, the dust plume would be lit up by the sun, in theory. They determined this zone would offer the best view from Earth, either from telescope or, quote, possibly even the naked eye. The bomb would detonate before it hit the ground rather than on impact to prevent the warhead from embedding into the moon, and it would, again, theoretically, make the explosion more visible. It would not have left the crater, it would not have made a mushroom cloud because there is no atmosphere, and it would not have been detectable via sound or shockwave, only by sight. According to Carl Sagan, the dust plume created by the bomb would have been several miles wide, but visibility for people on Earth would depend on the sun's angle at the time of the explosion, the reflectivity of the debris within the explosion, the size of the detonation, and simply our ability to see it. And then the next sentence I am pulling straight from internet sources. I don't remember where exactly it came from, but it was more than one source. It wasn't just like some Reddit clip I pulled up or something. Sagan used the rate of dust expansion, a photon scatter device, and reflective luminance to calculate a model to support the explosion for this project.
I think I've done a complete 180.
Are you all for it?
If it's not going to hurt anybody, like if everybody's going to be safe, we don't accidentally strand a nuclear warhead on the moon.
But the odds of you accidentally stranding a nuclear warhead on the moon are pretty good. What if it... Okay. Where would you launch it from?
From a ship in the middle of the ocean.
I don't think you can launch a nuclear warhead from a ship.
Why can't you?
It has to have stability.
Yeah.
You don't have...
Big ship.
I don't think we have a ship big enough to do that, or we'd probably do it.
I don't know.
It'd have to be from land for sure.
You get an island down the middle of the ocean?
How do you communicate? You're going to have to spend hundreds of millions to get communication devices out there.
I don't know, man, but we got to make this happen.
Do we? We need to get you in Congress now. Okay. So obviously this project never saw the light of day. It wasn't actually even confirmed to exist until 2000 by Rifle himself. All internal reports of this project were destroyed in 1987. And so Rifle and Carl Sagan specifically are the only reason we know about this project today. Because, and I didn't put it in here, Carl Sagan at some point back in the 70s, I believe, slipped up in an interview and he let this slip out.
Damn.
He mentioned it.
Okay.
People, debated on it, blah, 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 whatever. It went cold for a little bit. Someone brought it up to Rifle in 2000. And he was just like, you know what? Whatever. Yeah, we did it. Because it's been almost 50 years at this point.
Right.
This is, Rifle's in his 90s.
Yeah.
Or if not pushing 100, he's like, yeah, we did it. The project was scrapped less than a year after it began due to obvious multiple factors, such as risk of catastrophic failure, plenty of environmental concerns, the public backlash, legal concerns, and ultimately no real reason to do this other than just to see what would happen.
Fuck it, man.
Yeah, that has to be their mentality going into this.
Yeah.
Just fuck it. Let's blow up a bomb
on
the moon for our people.
We just beat the Germans. We got the CIA now. We gotta show these Russians what we're made of.
Yeah,
let's nuke the moon. I think it's a logical step.
Yeah, let's not nuke Russia.
Yeah.
Let's nuke the moon in spite of Russia.
Let's not just piss off Russia. Let's piss off
the rest
all
of the
Earth.
Yeah. The entire Earth.
Fuck it, man. No, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down. So the project never reached an operational phase, and no major hardware was ever procured. It stayed mostly in theoretical and basic experimental phases before being abandoned. All in all, this project would have costed, and this is a rough estimate, there was no official budget.
Right.
This is just based off of calculations for the time. Project would have costed around $25 million in 1958, which, adjusted for inflation today, is roughly $300 million. Now then, I personally thought that was a shit ton of money.
Sure.
Which it is.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to give you a couple of reference points here.
Okay.
For other missions that did happen. One singular Apollo launch back in the 60s cost the U.S. government about $3 billion with a B.
Damn.
Yeah. One singular launch.
Mm-hmm.
The Manhattan Project, which obviously was used to develop the bombs dropped in World War II, cost about $30 billion with a B. 30 big ones. And then the modern Artemis 1 missions, which were launched a few years ago in 2022, just for space exploration by NASA, they cost about $4.1 billion.
So those Apollo launches for $3 billion, is that $3 billion in 1960s money?
Today's money.
That's interesting, right?
Yeah.
I'll call it, only $1 billion extra dollars, but $3 billion in today's money for 1960 to launch Apollo. Only 4 to launch Artemis missions?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Am I overthinking that?
I don't think so. Well, you also got to think that the budget for NASA at this point has been slashed
That's true.
tremendously.
That's true.
Like their budget, that the Artemis 1 probably took up 99% of their budget.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm just talking out of my neck. I'm not sure if that's correct at all. But yeah,
that was interesting.
There you go.
You delivered on that for sure.
Yeah, Project A119. There you go. About 15 minutes. I mean, hilariously embarrassing. If this were any other country, I probably wouldn't believe it, to be honest with you. But
I can see the Russians kind of hypothesizing something like this.
yeah, it for the time period,
They wouldn't do a little nuke. They would do the biggest nuke they had.
They would blow up the moon.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
Yeah.
They would drop a 30 kiloton mega super nuke on the moon.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go. Thanks for
That's
tuning in.
interesting.
Yeah,
I like to imagine this is just a conversation that Carl Sagan and this rifle fella had. You know what I mean?
you got to think at one point, like, as soon as they started doing this, imagine you get hired for something like this.
Yeah.
You'd probably look at your coworkers and be like, "Hey guys, what the hell are we doing? Like, are we sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Yeah.
Because this feels pretty silly.
Yeah.
I feel silly talking about it.
It's hilarious.
It is.
It's really funny.
It's something. It is certainly something. Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you listened. Glad you stuck around. Stay tuned.
Like, comment, review, find us everywhere. We love you.
Love you. Bye.